Hello everybody, it's Liam here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to scrape Google Maps unlimited. Every single keyword, every single country, every single city. And you only have to do it for a 28 USD one-time payment. And I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step process and additionally how it's all set up. And this is for anybody that is paying outscraper fees, like some absurd outscraper fees. Maybe you're using Fiverr, maybe you're using Play, maybe you're using Amplify and you're paying subscription fees plus usage fees. Maybe you're using D7 or LeadSwift. It doesn't matter what you're using, okay? This is for literally anybody that needs to do some sort of lead sourcing. And additionally, I'm going to show you how we source emails from these profiles and how we do that inside of Play afterwards as well. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Cool. So as you can see, we are on a GitHub page right now. And before you run away saying GitHub, holy fuck, it's code, chill the fuck out. Okay, this is a very, very easy setup. I'm going to show you everything end to end. It's very easy. I swear to God. Okay. But before we get into that, and before I show you what this looks like, I need to show you the thought process and why it got to this point. So I was working with another lead generation agency and they were using D7 for a lot of their leads right now. Right? I was just doing some consulting work, some play work. And it was a lot of kind of D7 lead finder, and they had a clay table that I had built out, and they were sourcing people from that. There should be other videos on like TAM expansion on my channel for that. And basically, they were like, "Oh, we need other lead sources." So I was like, "Okay, how do we do Google Maps, right?" And I built out a Serper scraper table, which also works, but it was kind of expensive, and it was definitely built into Serper. It works, but it was definitely kind of expensive. And then, which I'll probably release a video on it as well. But we have Google Maps here, right? And they were like, how do we do this for free? And I was thinking to myself, we could use Instant Data Scraper. That's free. And I was like, okay, that's cool, but that's also really fucking stupid because that would take a long time and we don't have the option to scrape everything. And I was like, do I build one myself with code? Because I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot and I could like vibe code the fucking shit out of it. um, but then it was like, okay, so the option isn't there to, let's say, code it out myself. What are the chances someone on the internet has open sourced the code? And this is a big limiting factor of a lot of people. They look at GitHub, they look at all this code stuff, and they're like, whoa, like I'm not built for this. I don't understand this. Well, guess what? Right? Get used to it because this is the way the world's going, and this is how we're able to scrape Google Maps for 28 USD one-time payment. So there's no like there's no sugarcoating it. Additionally, there's a link in the description if you want to have a look at this. I am affiliated, so it's well, I am affiliated, so I am working with the guy on this because this is an absolutely incredible software, and I seriously think you will derive some insane value from this. So yeah. So the way we got to this point is I searched up how to scrape Google Maps, and what you'll see is Appify. You'll see people saying, "Oh, we can use Outscraper." There's like Oxy Labs. There's all this other shit that's like, "Oh, this is really really cool," but it's not like Google Maps extractor, free and easy to use. This isn't free and easy to use. It's nothing like what we're labeling here, right? And and then I said, how to scrape Google Maps open source code? Because again, I know a little bit. I know GitHub has some incredible stuff labeled on top, and it's like it's fucking layered everywhere. And I was like, okay, there's this guy called Gossam, and then there's this guy called Omar Cloud. And dun dun dun, this is where fucking shit hits the fan, I guess. So if we come over here, this is Omar Cloud, Google Scraper, and you'll see this guy is like he's as legit as it gets. He's super cool. We traded messages back and forth. Awesome, awesome guy. And this is like 2000 2 star or sorry 2000 stars or whatever. I'm not 100% sure of the star rating system, but I can tell you this is legit, and this guy is the shit. And basically all you do is you visit the link. So I do have a link in the description again, and you basically you scroll and you'll see this thing saying requirements to use this tool. You'll need a Google Chrome browser. I severely hope you guys know how to use Google Chrome. If you're on Mac and you're using Safari, fair fucking enough, but maybe get Google Chrome for this because we are scraping Google Maps, the Google of the maps, right? And what we're doing is there's Windows, there's Mac, and then there's Ubuntu, which if anybody here is using that, you probably don't even need to watch the rest of this video. But there's Windows and quite literally, you just click this button, and you'll see this is going to begin downloading in the corner. And when it finishes, you'll get a couple sign up options. You'll have to go through kind of a sign up flow. Again, very easy. You just put in a couple details about what you need to do, what you're looking for, and it'll have this shiny, funny looking star icon on the screen here. So I'm just going to cancel this because I already have it. And if I come over here, so you'll see this is a Google Maps extractor. Very, very simple. It's just a little funny UI icon that you can use. And if you just come over here, and this is what it looks like. Now, this is the shit, my friends, okay? This is absolutely the shit. And if you are looking to scrape this, if you do any sort of prospecting on Google Maps, if you target local businesses, even if you don't target local businesses, this is the shit. And you can first of all put in any sort of search query. Let me just remove this for now. And I'll just show you very quickly how it kind of works. So you can have like search queries. So as you can see, web developers in Bangalore, right? That's just like a general setup. I put in like gyms in Dublin because I did move to Germany, but I was originally based in Ireland. So uh, yeah, I did gyms in Dublin, and it would basically scrape all of the gyms in Dublin, and it would give me the output. And I'll show you. It looks kind of like this, but this is a full city output, and it's literally working right now because the time is 9:51, and I started this a little bit ago, and I'll show you. But when you scrape, so this is gyms in Mustang, this is in Dublin, but this is the sheet you get back. It has all the information you could possibly need from this, genuinely. There's not a single thing. And then you can make some adjustments. There's keyboard shortcuts. There's a couple like display options, etc. There's a lot of things that you want to add if you want to add it, of course. And then look, there's like, if we're looking at all the fields, because there's reviews as well that you can look for. There's accounts, there's images, there's hours, etc. So if you want to do cold calling, I'm pretty sure there's numbers. There's numbers here as well, and then there's the name, and then there's competitors as well. So, and that competitors thing is really, really slick when you want to do some cold email campaigns and name drop some other people inside of the local area. But let's go back to the main section of this, and I'll show you how it works. Fuck, please load. So the reason you can do this for 28 USD one time is since it's a code setup, you can buy the code and it's all on your laptop. Like everything is localized, and you can set up a cloud hosting server for this. So you set up like a virtual private server, and they have an option for this as well. If you want to do that, I would send them a message, have a look around. You can read there's an about section here which goes into it in very, very deep detail, and you'll also see there's a link here. So yeah, so look, it's 28 USD one-time payment. And so I paid for this, of course, and there we go. And basically, you can then scrape this unlimited. So let's say this was gyms in Dublin. You go out and you would run this, and it would then scrape in Dublin. Google Maps has a limit of 120, so the more granular you can make your searches, the better. And then there's an extract cities by country. So most people don't want to go through and search every city in the USA and search and go and search every single city. That's silly and it's stupid and it's a complete waste of time. So we don't do that, right? So what you can do is he has a nice setup here where he scraped every city, well, major city in most places in most countries. And this is the United States. There's 2,829 cities. I set up gyms, and then maximum cities I left this empty. You put randomized cities recommended, email and social link extraction. So this is, you can buy this, like it's a tool that they set up to go to their site and scrape. You can use that as well. So I do recommend, like he's very good at what he does. You can do that. I'll also show you how we can do this with Clay later on in the video with Zenrose and or Clayagent as well. So both of them will work. And then we have reviews extraction. So this is again very good for targeting. So if you are if you want to reference low reviews, or maybe you want to target people with high reviews because you know that they're a legit business and they're really like they're pushing to grow if they have tons and tons of reviews and they're dominating their area. There's tons of things you can scrape with that. Additionally, we have language and max. So of course, English is probably the main one of everybody because I am speaking the language of Anglais right now. There's match search results per query. There's geolocation for coordinates. I used to do this with Serper. I don't do this anymore because, well, I want to scrape all of the US. But if you want to get really, really granular, you can use coordinates and then the zoom level. So the higher the zoom level, the more narrower you can make it. And then there's the caching as well. So use cache. Frankly, I don't even know what this is. I think it means if you close this browser, it will re-pick it back up where I left off. But to be honest, I don't know, and I haven't needed to know while I'm using this. So take with that what you will. I'll just tell you like you don't need to know what it is. So as we're making this out now, we have, and then there's website contact scraper. So this is exactly what I'm referring to, where you put in the website and it will scrape it for you. Again, I'm going to do this myself on my end. And basically you hit run and it will go through and it will then run 2,800 searches. And as you can see, it's going to start scraping and we're scraping 2,800 searches. And if I go to page count, it goes all the way to 28. And you see these are all pending. So gyms in Cumberland and there's 2,802 tasks. To do this, to scrape all of the US for a specific search term that's kind of saturated, like gyms, it'll take around 24 hours. And something to note with this, if you're not using the cloud version, since everything is localized, your laptop has to be on all the time, every time. Because if you turn it off, technically the code stops running. And a server is quite literally like it's just like a laptop, like a GPU that's running with some code on the background. That's a server that you like a cloud server. So that is the one caveat to this. And obviously you can then buy the cloud version, which is, I don't even know what the price is, very cheap. It's very chill. So there's that as well. So yeah, and what you do is there's this all tasks option. So as this is scraping, once you're done after 24 hours, you don't have to sit individually go through and download each and every view task and be like here, 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 here. Thank God he didn't do that. You can just click view task. This is all tasks, and this will have all 1900 or 2800 searches that you're about to do once it's finished searching. And then from here as well, you can do a couple like reviews high to low, name low to high. There's featured reviews, there's detailed reviews, there's all fields. You can run some filters as well. So if they have a website, that's a pretty good one. Because if they have a website that says something about the company where it's operational and it's working, if it has a phone, that's also another one. City, postal code, slash, or is spending on ads. I assume this is Google ads, or sorry, Google Maps ads to rank on top of the Google search. And then has, can, claim, is open, category in. And as you can see, there's a couple of categories here, which you've already been doing. So you can maybe double criteria that based off what they say they are. And then you just come to the bottom here and you hit download. And then you just get a massively incredible, let me see if I can get this open for you. So if I open this up and you come into downloads, and then you come into, if I reload this, you see all these YouTube thumbnails? I was taking a bunch of thumbnails, so you'll see those showing up soon. And then there's a couple invoices here, which it's not showing up for me right now, which is a tad unfortunate. Where the fuck is it gone? All tasks overview 9. Maybe it didn't. Let's press one more time. Downloading. Click to open in folder. Ah, okay. So what it's done is it's linked back because I've already downloaded this for this video. I tried to expedite the process. Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. So now it's going to open all tasks 9 overview. I'm also going to close bota source now because it's still it's just like running a whole thing in the background right now. Downloads, Google Maps extractor, today, and then open this up. If this doesn't open up, we're just gonna go to Clay because whenever I'm recording, stuff seems to go wrong. It's just one of those things. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Clay. So if I come over here, we have all task 9 overview. And you'll see, so I'm just gonna close this up. Here, 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 and whoa, wonderful. So Clay is currently, oh, I hit reload as soon as it loaded for me. That is peak performance, guys. Absolutely peak performance. So, yeah. So if you want to have a look at the software, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through how to get the email and everything. But if you want to test out the software for yourself, there is a link again in the description, and I am working together with him because I think it's a massive benefit to the community. It's open source and everybody can use it. So, yeah, there's a link in the description if you want to use it. But now moving on towards the Clay aspect or the Clay end of things, you then want to figure out, okay, we have all of this information. How do we get the actual contact details for each and every person, and what are we kind of doing about this? So we have websites here, very, very, very clean, slick to the process. And what we're going to do is we're going to go visit their site using either AI or Zenrose. I will show both. They both have differing outcomes for the structure behind this, but I'll show you how it works. So what we are going to do is we're going to use AI first to get the website. All right, we're going to close this Excel sheet because I completely forgot that this was still here. I'm going to close this file sheet. We're going to use AI so to try and find the website of this company if it doesn't exist. So we're just going to use Clay Gent. And let's have a looky here. We have Clay Gent coming up, and we have configure, and then we have here. And we're just going to go 4.0 mini, and we're going to say, I'm going to provide you with a company name slash company name, okay, and address. It should give me an address. It is Google Maps, so if it doesn't, I would be kind of confused. Here we go. Address. I want you to what is it again? I want you to find the website for this exact company and output it and nothing else. If you cannot find it, output none. And what we should do is set it so we should only run this if the website they have is empty. There's only 80 rows because I pulled this again. I tried to expedite the process. I didn't want you guys waiting around. So we're only gonna have a small list here to play around with, but you'll get the idea. And nice. So now it's starting to find some of the websites. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run a merge column between company website and website. So slash company slash bitch. Sorry. It's leaked out there. Website. It's Clay sometimes when I'm using it can be very frustrating. It's a very funny thing. And what we do here is, okay, so we now have a company website. What we're going to do is we're going to, and this is a structure I use a lot, and you're just going to see here is normalize, normalize domains, normalize a domain. So we're going to take new column and then we're going to run it to make it look like it's not retarded. So it's here. Cool, 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 cool. And then as this is getting output, we will get the website. And I'm going to grab a drink of water because I'm thirsty as all hell right now. Man, I love water. So good. So good. Kind of like I'm a human. Okay. Right. And then we have normalized URL. You'll see it starts to normalize. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check if URL is valid. Let us see. So check if URL valid. We're going to take normalized. You can do both, but this is just preference. And realistically, we should have done it the other way around. But to each their own, I guess. Like this is all free because they're just using code to run everything. So like, who actually cares? Okay. So all this is doing is on the back end, it's sending a ping request to the domain, and it's just checking what it comes back with. So as you can see, we have econ reset, and I have a feeling this one actually is going to work. Econ reset. Yes, okay. So this one is going to work. Yeah, so you have to be careful with this. And you need to look into this. So like econ reset, I'm pretty sure that works. Econ reset, econ reset. Okay, so you have to be careful. If you see any 404s, that means the website's completely down, and that's how you know. So you want to run some conditional formats for the valid column because it's just good to understand. Like it's like, what are all the error messages for websites? Let me see. Oh yeah, so 403, 404, 500, 503. So there's a ton of these, but 404 is absolutely like the server is dead and we're never using that. But I'm just going to continue on from here. So the two ways I would recommend finding the email that you want to contact would be with, you could guess it as well, but it would be with AI or with Zenrose. So Zenrose, super cheap, super sick software. I recommend it when I do some consulting and people are like, oh, like what should we use to scrape sites? Zenrose is a massive, massive big winner. Let me see here. You're gonna pick up Zenrose. So if I just show Zenrose, let me see. So they handle everything for you from like CAPTCHA, everything, and I'll probably build out something of my own at this point, just doing my own thing. But if we come into pricing and we come into here, you get for 69 euros a month, you get 250k basic results. Very simple, and like it's probably one of the cheapest on the market unless you're building your own as of right now. So here we are. We go scrape URL. We're gonna do slash normalized URL. We're gonna do HTML outputs, and I'm just gonna put email. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do if slash valid shoot. So slash valid is equal to true. And what this is going to do now is it's going to go through and check if, I'll just check if it's all kind of valid and run through everything. And as you can see, it's going to start scraping. And let's see if we can pull out some emails. Okay, no. Let me see. No. 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 Let's see. Okay, so the main sites obviously isn't having emails on it. So one of the solutions to this is checking the contact us page. So as we're solving this in lifetime, what we're going to do is we're going to check the XML site structure. And additionally, on top of this, one of the ways we can check now is using AI. So what we're going to do is go into 40 mini, and it's like, we're just going to use generate. I'm just going to use the voice thing. I'm going to provide you with a company website. What I want you to do is visit all the pages on the website and try to find an email. It can be generic, it can be personal, it can be business related. Any email, it has to be on the website. You cannot drift off the base website URL, but you can visit other pages. And I just want you to pull that email and nothing else. You cannot make up any emails at all. That would make me lose my job. So make sure to only pull the URLs that are there. And yeah, and don't make up anything. And if you cannot find anything, I'll put none. Again, do not make up any emails. And what this is gonna do, fuck. So what this is gonna do, oh my god. It's gonna go through and scrape the site, and to kind of bypass some of this stuff, you can check for an XML site structure and pull any of the URLs that have like contact us or help here, etc., or like homepage. It's a weird little structure considering how how it's running. So what we're gonna do for o mini, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do slash normalized URL. Okay. Okay. And this, we're only going to run this if slash valid is equal to true. Okay, and we're gonna run this for 80 rows. And this is probably gonna output a whole lot more than Zenros, but we were also using Zenros on some of them as well. So let me show you get this up and running. There's something in my eye. So we just need to find one with an email output. Unless there's something wrong with the Zenro scrape right now. Yeah, there's something off with the Zenro scrape. What the hell? Look at this. Yeah, there's something up with the Zenro scrape. Let's see. Um, proxy country, premium proxy, wait time, CSX extractors, email address, phone numbers. When I did this, I found a whole lot more. So take my word for it. It does work. It's just not it's just not a great look right now, and we're not finding any of the emails, which doesn't make any sense actually. So what we can do is we can just maybe ignore this, but definitely test it out. Because as you can see here, we're finding a ton of emails using AI, which also works. Like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bash the fact that we're now finding a ton with AI. And obviously you can see it's just pulling out a ton of emails. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use lead magic. And then I use lead magic. You can use million verifier. You can use literally whatever you want. It's to each their own, I guess, you know? Doesn't matter what you decide to use as long as it validates the email for you. And then we're gonna do so on-site email response. Cool. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do if slash on site email response, and then we're just gonna check if it's valid is all. And then coming from this, so with this entire structure, you've first of all filtered out URLs that aren't working or aren't in like in lingo, or they're not actually like alive regarding. That was not the right course of words. The website is not active, so they're not in business. God, why did I have to make this so difficult? Oh man. But yeah, look, the Zenros should have pulled some of these, which is kind of unfortunate on the video that it's not kind of like showing now because I built this out before and well, it just it just worked. But as you can see, we're finding a ton of emails for people that we can now contact. I know their info out, and if you want to find like actual straight decision makers for these companies, I have another video on this channel. Again, I should be smart enough to link it, but I'm can be quite dumb, and it's just called like TAM expansion. Somewhere on, it's like an hour long, and it explains like the entire process. That's not this, so completely up to you if you want it. But look, I hope you guys have a great day. And this is like the walkthrough of end to end on how I would work through Google Maps. Again, if you want to try the software, there's a link in the description where you can click it, have a look at it, and if it's up your alley, definitely give it a shot, man. And well, people shouldn't. Yeah, people just give it a shot if you enjoy it. And if you have any questions on how to use it, drop it in the comments. The guy is also super awesome. And yeah, have a great day, and I will see you now. Bye.